Inland Sports.
And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show, fresh off a huge game against Rancho Cucamonga in Week 0. It is Murrieta Valley running back Dorian Hoze. And Dorian, man, huge way to, break out the 2024 season to beat a very good Rancho Cucamonga team. You had 5 touchdowns, nearly 200 on the ground. When you look back at this game, what are you going to remember about that performance you had against the Cougars?
I'm gonna remember how all summer, all off season, ever since the last playoff game that we had, we've been thinking about, oh, we're gonna have to play this Rancho Coop team again. And we've been thinking about, oh, it was such a thriller last time. It was such a close game. And the whole time I was thinking like, how can we make this game like definite? How can we make it show that we are the dominant team? And so when we got there last Friday, we really showed that with our O-line play and our defensive play too. We just had a great team play as well as disciplined team.
Man, Dorian, that's a perfect segue because I was going to ask you, the last time you saw this Rancho Cucamonga team, you saw Rancho Cuc in the D2 quarterfinals last year, and it came down to that goal line play, and you guys won and advanced. Were you guys, obviously it sounds like it, were you guys thinking about that game again? I mean, the last time you took the field, it was against that same team, and it was this crazy finish, but it's, based on the score, it sounds like you guys had a decisive win, like you said.
Yeah. So yeah, we definitely did thought about that game. We definitely had some feelings about it, and we definitely retaliated in a way that shows that it's a clear cut answer who should have won the game.
Yeah.
But it allowed us to I don't know, it's motivation. It provided great motivation through our whole offseason as our new team comes in, and just trying to prove ourselves. Like, yeah, we're a good team, and yeah, we can play.
Dorian, let me ask you, listen, we all know, your all-world quarterback, Bear Bachmeyer, is out. So the game plan going in, did you know, or did you have a feeling like, hey, we might run the ball a little bit more than normal, or, I'm gonna try to carry the load as much as I can, and help this team get a win? I mean, do you feel like you might get more carries or more emphasis will be on you in the offense now?
Yeah, throughout the whole week, when we kind of had the idea that we weren't going to play with our starting quarterback, we kind of drove our game plan into a more run-driven plan. And so we have an amazing O-line, and so they worked all week at it too. And we know Rancho Cook has a very good D-line, very good defense. They get a lot of penetration when it comes to the line. And so we worked at that. We worked on how we're going to fit everything and where we're going to run, where our holes are going to look at. And we came out, we scored 2 touchdowns first half. And yeah, we kind of had a little rough second quarter. But after some adjustments, we fixed everything again. And the O-line play and the running game was beautiful once again.
Dorian, let me piggyback off that and ask you about your offensive line at Murrieta Valley, because obviously these guys are studs in the trenches, and they obviously are a huge reason why you had such a great game running the football. What can you say about your offensive line and what they're going to mean for this team in terms of the success for the rest of the year?
I think that they're really going to be the key. They're really the key. O-line play is always really the key to everything, but they're definitely the key to our offense. Especially if our quarterback isn't there. They're great in the pass. They're great in the run. They're dominators. They love to they just love to play. They love the game. They get excitement out of just pancaking people. You see them on the field. You see them all happy. Just jumping around. They pancake people. Or if I get tackled, they're running to pick me up. They're great guys. So they really love the game and they love what they do. So they're definitely a big part of our offense for sure.
So Dorian, how do you take care of them? Do you bring them donuts to school, or what do? You got to take care of your big guys.
Yeah, you take care of them. Actually, our quarterback is one that kind of does take care of them though too, because every Friday, the day of the game, he'll bring them donuts. So Asher, our quarterback that starts, she brought him all donuts in the game for the game. So that's nice. And then also we all have a O-line dinner every Thursday after our walkthroughs and stuff, and we just go enjoy time with each other and eat and make jokes and just kind of come together as a team and build that culture.
That must be a lot of food, man, for those O-line guys.
Yeah, a lot of food. We have this week too. So,
well, Dorian, you guys have a very tough non-league schedule. You're playing a lot of good teams before you even get to Big West play. Servite coming up here in week 1. What do you think you guys have to do well as a team to get a win against the Friars this week?
Weirdly enough, I think that it's going to be we're going to have to establish our pass game. If we can establish our pass game, we can bring them out the box, and that opens up the run quite a bit. So once we're able to show them that we can pass the ball, like our only thing is that we can't run. Is it's going to open up a lot of things. It's really going to show teams like, oh, we're dangerous, dual threats. So it's definitely going to be a key as a pass game.
And it's funny you say that because really you can't have one without the other, right? Like if they know you're going to run the football every single play, they'll put 8 in the box and it's going to be a long night for you. But yeah, if you can throw the football a little bit, it kind of opens things up, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So what's practice been like this week? You guys obviously coming off the huge win. The mindset is good. The attitude is good. Good vibes down there at Murrieta Valley.
Yeah, definitely a lot of energy coming into the week, off a big win like that, especially something that has kind of a little background to it.
Yeah.
And this is like, honestly, at least from my 4 years here, this is our first Trinity League game, So it's kind of a big game for us, and we want to win this game. We want to show the world, like, yeah, hey, we're public school. We're going to go beat this Trinity League team. And, just in the RB room in general, like our coach, Stan Hunt, he's kind of getting us ready because Servite's defense is different from the things we've seen. So we kind of have to prepare for it. We have to see like where they're going to fit because they do a lot of stunts and stuff. So we're trying to figure out what they're going to do and where we're going to fit and how everything's going to work. So we're kind of just getting ready for that, a lot of energy to all that too.
So it sounds like when you play other really good teams, I mean, there's a lot of homework involved, right? There's a lot of study, and so you know your opponent, it sounds like.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. I mean, we don't know what playoff division you guys will be in at the end of the season, but let's just assume it's going to be Division 2 again this coming year. I mean, that you guys playing Servite, that could be a playoff game. That might be like a playoff preview down the road.
Yep, it might. It might be just like Rancho Cook. We play them preseason, then we play them in the playoffs again. So,
and then Dorian, let me ask you too, because like going through these non-league games, playing really good teams like Rancho Cook, Servite. I mean, you guys will be battle tested. You guys will be, I feel like, ready for Big West play. Obviously, we all know about Centennial. Chaparral's tough. Vista Murrieta is coming along. Like, I mean, Big West play is tough. Do you feel like going through these tough non-league games will get you ready for Big West and ultimately, hopefully, a CIF run too?
Yeah, like our head coach says, we kind of use our preseason to kind of get good. Use our preseason to get good for the season, and then when league comes around, that's when we got to show people like, hey, like this is who we are. We're going to go win league games, good playoff seed. And then playoffs is where we go make our run and try and get to state and all that. So kind of using preseason as just like a tester and kind of getting people like battle ready,
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Dorian, let's end on this. Like Coach Wilson's one of my favorite guys, but give me a Coach Wilson-ism. Is there something he says at practice or something he does all the time you're like, that is definitely Coach Wilson? I don't know if he has like signature sunglasses or he says the same thing over and over, like hold on to the football or something. Is there something that is just like an example of what Coach Wilson is all about?
One thing I can say about Coach Wilson that is all about is if we're in like a big huddle, it'd be like, don't look at the ground, look at me, like for guys looking at the ground, I was like, don't look at the ground, look at me. So that's something I can say about Coach Wilson.
So you can guarantee that's his line.
Yep.
Well, Dorian, listen, congrats. Huge game against Rancho Cucamonga in week 0. Another big one coming up against Servite. Nothing but the best, man, the rest of the season for you and the Nighthawks.
All right, thank you.
You got it. That's Murrieta Valley running back Dorian Hoze here on the Inland Sports Show.
Inland Sports.